Alrighty, we are back at it again. So, this is more of an advanced topic, but there's this whole area of, okay, Justin, what can I do to improve my average cost of sale? How can I get more sales? And something that a lot of folks don't think about is how to improve your conversions. And when I say conversions, I don't just mean, conversions for, ACOS and increasing, making certain that you're able to get a better spend for your dollar. I'm talking about the conversions in general. So you're really maximizing the money that you get back from the money that you put in. And there are certain things that people don't even think about that I just want to go through these points really quickly. I kind of put them out on the list here. But the first thing that I wanted to mention that I've done in the past is I've actually paused broad match keywords versus the phrase and exact match. And the reason why I've done that is because I've seen phrase match and exact match dictate the exact terms that I want to show up for versus broad match can really bring anything into the fold. And I don't want to show up for a lot of terms that I don't even know if they're really the best converting ones. And I just want to show you really quickly. You can kind of see here for the term, the broad term ice cube. I had an ACOS of 175%, 77 clicks. That's more than enough data to tell me that keyword's not working properly. If I come all the way down here to ice ball makers, broad match, have an ACOS of 236%. After a while, you kind of see that the exact match and phrase match terms work a whole lot better than the broad match terms. So, that's one thing that you can, without a doubt, do to help improve your conversions, and also with ACOS and everything else in general. So, what I typically recommend is go through your campaign, the ones that are currently in broad match. Look at the ones that did perform well, the ones that did moderately well, and even some of the ones that didn't do as well. But definitely the ones that you think you should ultimately show up for and should get some sales on. Copy all of them, paste them back into your campaign, turn all of those into, let's say, phrase match, do it again, turn all those into exact match, bid higher for the exact match, a little bit lower for the phrase, and then a little bit lower for the broad match. Of course, knowing that you're going to ultimately pause the broad match modified keywords. And that's something that I'm pretty confident that's going to probably improve your ACOS. I went from a 50% ACOS to a 36%, and I'm not even done. I know I can get that all the way down to 30 to 25%, which is really my target. So that's just something to consider. I just want to kind of throw that out there. So the next piece is deleting certain terms. This is kind of an easy one. I wouldn't say delete, but pausing certain terms. And I'm not even just talking about broad match. I'm talking about phrase match and exact match terms that you believe that you've been working on for some time. And if you reviewed the data over the course of 1 month or so, and you know that this one probably isn't working for me. And that's a case where you can pause those knowing that they're not producing the way you expect. I know that's an easy one. That's one you guys probably like, all right, Justin, I already knew that. Thanks. But I got to throw it out there for some of you. So no big deal. That one should definitely help. We've talked about the whole idea of negative terms too. Like for me, for ice ball maker, I have bottle, man, bucket, cream, just certain things like Iceman, somebody's looking for the movie or the book, just little things like that. I just don't want to show up for those terms. And I can certainly add a whole lot more into this list to ensure I'm getting the most out of my campaign. So those are sort of the easy ones. I think sometimes we've kind of peppered in and talked about this, sparingly throughout the entire PPC course. But here's one that we haven't talked about, which is optimizing your actual campaign. When I say your campaign, I'm sorry, I actually mean your listing. So let's go here to cutting boards. You have cutting boards here. There's some really, really great pictures here. I want to go to these guys over at Totally Bamboo because I just think they do a great job with their images. The first thing that I was going to mention is if you want to get more clicks, you have to have great images. And you have to have images that are big, that are bold, that really pop out, that brings people into your listing. Not something that's giving people false hope on what it could be, your product could be, but what it actually is. And you can see here, if I'm looking for a wooden cutting board, this is an image that I would likely click on. And the reason why that concept is important is because if someone is searching for wooden cutting board and they see that you're advertising for wooden cutting board, the only thing that they're going to see is your image. they're not going to see anything else other than your image, the fact that you're FBA, the fact that you have some reviews, and that's about it. And also your price, right? That's really it. And so the image is probably the biggest piece that's going to draw them in. And if you've taken images that are really, really good, that's going to help with your click-through rate. And it's also going to help with your conversions as well. So that's just something to consider. But even beyond images, just this whole world of listing optimization is very critical. And we created a course on Amazon SEO that's here on Udemy, which, a lot of people say, oh, what can I do to help with my conversions on PPC? Well, create a better listing. If you create a better listing, you're going to get more people who's going to purchase from you, who's going to buy from you. Some people don't get that concept, but it's very, very critical that you have a great title. These are the optimization things I'm going to go through really quickly. Having a great title, very, very important. Those keywords that you're advertising on, you want to have maybe a couple, 1 or 2, 3 maybe in that title that kind of creates that connection of what that product is, right? Your bullet points. Have these built out a little bit more. These aren't as built out as I'd like them, but these guys are selling a lot, so I can't be mad at them. So that's all something else to consider. Having your promotions tab built out a little bit. So having some promotions and special offers down here, just maybe 1 or 2. And then finally, having a little bit more here can make a difference as well. If you're doing those things, that's going to really, really help with your conversions. Again, we talked about this in the Amazon SEO course, but that's just one thing that you really have to take into consideration if you really want to ultimately improve your conversions over time. And then another thing is obviously having more reviews will definitely get more people to click on your listing and also help with your conversions. And then finally, what's that last one? Oh yeah, lowering your price. So I'm really not a big proponent of lowering my price because I feel like the thing that I'm offering is of value and I shouldn't have to lower my price in order to beat out competition. But sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to lower your price just a little bit in order to get more sales. And if you have to do that, no big deal. You do what you got to do. But in this case, in my judgment, if you have to, and you have some competition that has a higher price than yours, that's maybe $2, $3, $4 higher than yours, maybe you do lower your price just a little bit in order to get some sales. Again, I'm not a big proponent of that, but if you have to do it, do it for a short period of time. But ultimately, I know most of us out here are trying to achieve at least a 30 to 40, 50% profit margin on our products. So I know that was kind of quick, but that's really the main things that you have to do in order to improve your conversions. If you guys focus on just that for like a week or 2 weeks, I assure you that you're going to achieve not only better conversions, but also a better average cost of sale of at least 5 to 10% difference, at least. So try those out. Hope this was helpful. I'll have some more advanced videos for you guys to focus on. And again, if you're interested, we do have some of the more exact specific things that we do from an optimization perspective in the Amazon SEO course. Just search on Udemy for Amazon SEO and you'll find it. But hope this was helpful. This should really set you apart in terms of building a better listing and also with helping with your conversions through Amazon pay-per-click advertising. All right, talk to you in a little bit. Take care.